For the second straight year and the third time in program history, Tennessee is Elite Eight bound, absolutely belt to, well, you know the other word, dominated Kentucky on a Friday night.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Good Friday evening or early Saturday morning, whatever time you're listening or watching to this postcast. Tennessee is Elite Eight bound for the second straight year and the third time in program history. A win over Kentucky in the Sweet 16 from Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Stadium, 78-65 the final score. Brief little postcast here, about 15 or so minutes, breaking down what this win, how it happened, what it means, and really just kind of marveling in the fact that it came against Kentucky, right? I mean, Kentucky, giving this props. You know, Kentucky, first year under Mark Pope, really good season, okay? And it beat Tennessee. It swept Tennessee in the regular season, wins at the Food City Center and Thompson Bowling Arena and on the road at Rupp Arena, I guess home court for them, Rupp Arena. But Tennessee beats Kentucky, its arch rival in basketball, in the only game that matters in the series, right? You play three times. What's that last game? Is it in the SEC tournament? No, it wasn't. Is it in the NCAA tournament? Yes, it was. In the Sweet 16, the first time these two squads have ever met in the NCAA postseason. The first time Tennessee's ever played a team from the SEC in the NCAA tournament. And this is the one that matters. And it was Tennessee winning 78-65. So kind of going to go over all that here in a little bit. Really just kind of this raw reaction, raw emotion here following the final buzzer. This postcast is brought to you in part by our friends over at 5 Hour Energy, where you can head on over to 5hourenergy.com, find the over 15 flavors to choose from. You need one now, grab a 5 Hour Energy shot at your local grocery store or convenience store. Stock up today and stay energized with 5 Hour Energy. You know me, I'm going to be using a 5 Hour Energy tomorrow because this is going to be a late night. But hey, it's worth it, right? It is worth it. Tennessee 78, Kentucky 65. The two-seeded Volunteers going back to the Elite Eight for the second straight year, third time in program history. This is truly, we talked about it earlier in the week, this is the golden age for Tennessee athletics, certainly the golden age for Tennessee basketball. And again, much like the win over UCLA, the final score is not indicative. You know, it's not, you know, don't take the final score, you know, to heart. 78-65, that's a good win, right? 13-point win. Tennessee absolutely dismantled Kentucky. Tennessee beat that tail, just like against UCLA. Kentucky, in the end, made their last 4 field goals. Kentucky shot 60% from the field. Get a load of this stat right here. Kentucky shot 60% from the field in the second half, only shaved off 2 points from Tennessee's halftime lead. Of course, Tennessee led 43-28. Led by 15, and it took a 60% effort from the field from Kentucky in the second half, and you still lose by double digits. You still lose by 13 points. Tennessee led as many as by 19 at one point in this game, a little over 3 minutes left in the first half, and Tennessee just dominated Kentucky in pretty much all the categories that matter. I thought rebounding was a big story in this game. 34-24. Tennessee just demolished Kentucky on the boards. Offensive rebounds, Tennessee doubled up Kentucky in terms of offensive rebounds, 14-7, and Tennessee had 19 second chance points off those offensive rebounds. One of the stories of the game, one of the keys to Tennessee's win, especially in the first half. Tennessee also scored a bunch of points off turnovers in this game. 11 points off turnovers. Kentucky turned the basketball over 12 times. Tennessee shot 51% from the field. Only shot 26% from three, but you know what I like? Tennessee took 19 three-pointers in this game. Very much different from what it did against Kentucky back in that game in January, where Tennessee shot 45 three-pointers. Again, from the get-go, Tennessee took control of this game, and I thought in the first half, Felix Okpara was the difference. Felix Okpara, in the first half alone, just a really, really good game for the big man. 6 points, 7 rebounds, a block as well in the first half. I also thought Darlinstone Dubar gave Tennessee some great minutes in the first half. He gave Tennessee, 7 minutes in the first half. He got 2 boards, 5 points, a three-pointer, a big-time block as well. Man, I thought Felix Okpara and what Darlinstone's own Dubar did off the bench really kind of helped Tennessee take control of this game and really flat-out dominate Kentucky in the first half. Overall, of course, Tennessee led by Chaz Lanier, 17 points, Zakai Zeigler, 18 points, Jordan Gainey, 16 points. Tennessee just demolished them. And isn't it sweet? Isn't it sweet, right? Again, sports are fun. Fan is short for fanatics. We talk about it all the time. You love rivalries because it creates all this excitement and all this momentum and all this trash talking by the two fan bases, online, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever, maybe at the arena. But isn't it just a little bit sweeter that this win came against Kentucky? And sure, the job's not done. You are halfway to a national championship, okay? It obviously continues to get tougher from here. I mean, at the time of this recording, you got Purdue and Houston playing right now, and we'll see who Tennessee's going to square off against come Sunday. Well, that'll be late tonight when we have a final score in that regard, and maybe even early on a Saturday morning. But isn't it a little bit sweet? Can't you just sit here and kind of marvel in the fact that you took down your rival in Kentucky? And it was a week full of trash talk. First, it was Zakai Zeigler with the photo circulating around on a Saturday night when he was flipping off the Kentucky logo after beating UCLA in the round of 32 to advance on to the Sweet 16. That certainly took its rounds, okay? So there was that. There was Lamont Turner that had a really good quote. And again, we talked about it. Context is key. He said a lot of good things, but he ended his quote by saying, "We're going to win that game." Well, that certainly did not happen. Then you got the Kentucky players asking about Zakai Zeigler's photo, and for the most part, they took the high road and said, it is what it is. And I think it was Amari Williams who said, "That's cute. You got a team that hasn't beat us in how long?" Well, check the scoreboard there, because in the Sweet 16, Tennessee absolutely whooped that tail. But that's what makes it all fun, right? And you should savor in this. You should be excited that certainly you're going back to the Elite Eight, but it came at the hands of Kentucky that has already beaten you twice this year, has owned the all-time series record in this long-sustaining rivalry in Tennessee basketball and Kentucky. Certainly Rick Barnes has had his fair share of success against Kentucky since being here at Tennessee, but here lately it's been Kentucky that's had the edge. But it's Tennessee that gets the win when it absolutely matters. 78-65 here in the Sweet 16, and Tennessee is elite once again here on the basketball court. We'll come back. We'll look at the stat sheet a little bit more. Who stood out? Why did Tennessee win this game? All that and more is coming up next as we continue here with this postcast. Locked On Vols, Tennessee on the Elite Eight, a 78-65 win over Kentucky. We're all about the stats here on Locked On Vols because numbers don't lie. And when it comes down to the all-new Nissan Armada Pro 4X, the numbers are on an MVP level. With the ability to tow up to 8,500 pounds, it can quite literally carry the whole team, plus the gear, wherever you need to go. It's powered by a twin-turbo V6 engine delivering the strength and performance to handle highways, back roads, and everything in between. And with room for up to 8 people, the Armada Pro 4X is built for big crews, big adventures, and even bigger memories. Whether you're exploring off-road trails or rolling up to the arena, the Armada Pro 4X brings power, versatility, and style wherever you go. Take your adventures to new heights in the all-new Nissan Armada Pro 4X. You can learn more at nissanusa.com. So big shout out to Nissan, a big shout out to our friends over at FanDuel, where you guys know it. March Madness is here. It's happening right now. FanDuel is giving you a chance to get in on all the action like never before. And new customers right now can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories, not many of those this year, and even who's cutting down the nets when it's all said and done. With the tournament games happening almost every single day, there's always something exciting to bet on over at FanDuel Sportsbook. Plus, that app, the FanDuel Sportsbook app, is simple to use. And when I win, I get paid instantly, and you can as well. No waiting around. So, visit FanDuel.com today to check out all the college hoops action all tournament long. Again, new customers, $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. All that and more is at FanDuel.com and on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. So big shout out to FanDuel and a big shout out to 5 Hour Energy, which I will be needing tomorrow morning, no doubt. Extra sunshine means more time for fun, more time for activities outside, but sometimes you need a little boost to push you through, whether you're staying up late watching the NCAA tournament, squeezing in a round of golf after work, or just trying to keep up with your busy 5 hour busy day. A 5 Hour Energy gives you the quick, refreshing pick-me-up wherever you need it. Staying up late tonight watching this late game between Houston and Purdue. A 5-hour energy is going to help me tomorrow. Plus, whether I'm in the game or traveling like I was last weekend, 5-hour energy is easy to grab and keeps me refreshed and fueled all day long. Head on over to 5hourenergy.com. Find over 15 flavors to choose from, including watermelon, blue raspberry, peach mango. You can even build your own 12-pack or 24-pack delivered right to your door. Need one now? Grab a 5-hour energy shot at your local grocery or convenience store. They're everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized with our friends over at 5-Hour Energy.
The NCAA Tournament is here, and so is the Bracket Breakdown.
Locked On Podcast Network and Amazon Fire TV channels are teaming up to deliver NCAA Tournament coverage like never before. Watch studio shows featuring former players and Locked On's local experts as they guide you through every upset, buzzer beater, and bracket matchup.
Stream it all for free on Amazon Fire TV channel. Search Bracket Breakdown to see it all for free.
It's your team every day.
Again, a pretty good night for Tennessee athletics. Tennessee's on to the Elite Eight for the third time in program history, second time in as many years. A 78-65 win over rival Kentucky in the Sweet 16 from Indianapolis' Lucas Oil Stadium, the house that Peyton Manning built. By the way, Peyton Manning was in-house watching his Volunteers get that dub over Kentucky. Tennessee baseball as well got a win. Game 1 on the road at South Carolina, 11-7, that final score. We'll talk more Tennessee baseball on Monday's show, probably in segment number 3. We'll talk everything going on in spring football, some injuries we got to take note of as well as the orange and white game gets closer and closer. But again, back to this Sweet 16 win for the Volunteers, 78-65 over Kentucky. I mentioned who I thought was the story in the first half, right? I thought it was Felix Okpara. I thought it was Darlinstone Dubar. Jordan Gainey was fantastic in this game. He had a big second half, 9 second half points, only behind Chaz Lanier's 11 second half points. Gainey was 3 for 4 in the second half, and helping Tennessee hold on to this double-digit lead. Every time Kentucky got within 10, Tennessee would put a stop to it. The defense was incredible all night long, even though Kentucky still shot 49%. He shot 49% from the field, only scoring 65 points. 12 turnovers forced, and again, the rebounding, the difference in this one. Another really good stat from this game is Kentucky's biggest scoring run on the night was just 5 points, a 5-0 run. Tennessee's biggest run on the night was 8-0, but again, Tennessee was scoring in bunches and had a couple different runs. But the longest one was 8-0 on the night. Chaz Lanier, Kentucky was one of his finalists. He chose Tennessee over Kentucky and BYU. Chaz Lanier didn't play particularly well against Kentucky at points in times this year in the 2 games in the regular season. Boy, did he play well tonight. 17 points, second highest leading score, only to Zakai Zeigler's 18, who I'll get to in a moment. But you had Jordan Gainey at 16, Chaz Lanier at 17. He had a big three-pointer there to continue to extend leads in this game. 7 of 16 from the field, 4 rebounds, 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. But boy, oh boy, was it Zakai Zeigler's type of game. Zakai Zeigler led all scorers in this, actually tied with Lamont Butler, but 18 points, a game high. He was 2 of 6 from downtown, 5 of 13, and I love that he only shot the ball 13 times. He was 6 of 7 from the charity stripe, which is great. He had 10 assists, a double-double effort. So for that photo to be circulating around, and we're talking about what Butler said, in a post-game press conference after their win over Illinois on Sunday, and I made a deal about that on the show because, again, I'm a podcaster, and that's what I'm going to do because I like to think I'm good at my job, and the views were outstanding on that episode. So I talked about that, talked about Zakai's photo that was circulating around on Friday's show, but for him to back it up, you just knew he was going to, right? I mean, he's just got that dog in him. For him to back it up, that was awesome to see. 10 assists, 18 points, Zakai Zeigler, a double-double. Igor Milicic, didn't rebound the ball incredibly well, and I thought that was a key in this game. I think Igor's got to rebound the ball well, but only 4 rebounds, but he had 8 points in this game. And so that was good, and you'll certainly take that for sure. Felix Okpara, I mentioned 8 points, 6 first-half points, 11 rebounds in this game altogether. I thought that was awesome. Cain Phillips didn't play an awful lot, but still was productive when he got in there. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and a block as well. So Tennessee, again, what more can you say? The story in this one, just like the story against UCLA, was going to that trap there, that 1-2-2 trap right before the half, where Tennessee went on, what was it, an 11-0 run over the last 250 to end the first half against the Bruins, whatever it was. That was the story of that game. The story of this game was the first half and what you saw from Felix, Okpara, Darlinstone, Dubar, and overall, game-wide, Tennessee just absolutely dominating on the boards. Again, 34-24, the rebounding advantage. Offensive rebound, 14-7. Tennessee doubling up Kentucky on the offensive boards, and Tennessee scoring 19 second-chance points. 19-5, Tennessee outscoring Kentucky in second-chance points. That is awesome. So, what now? You are going on to the Midwest Region finale. It is going to be Tennessee against either Purdue or Houston, which is playing right now. Tennessee is playing as well as anybody in the country. Tennessee is feeling themselves right now. Chaz Lanier, who, mind you, never played in a tournament basketball game before, scored, 29 in round 1, 20 in round 2, and had 17 here in round 3 in the Sweet 16 against Kentucky. He is playing out of his mind. Zakai Zeigler is playing the way that you would think that he's playing. Jamon Meshack is stuffing the stat sheet, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 points, as he always does. Tennessee is playing so well, and Tennessee's doing the little things needed to get leads and hold on to leads. If Tennessee plays like this on Sunday, Tennessee will punch its ticket to its first ever Final Four. If Tennessee plays like this, Tennessee will absolutely be in the Final Four for the first time ever. I am so pumped about what's to come on Sunday. Big-time matchups, big-time games. Tennessee baseball is playing Sunday night, which stinks. You really, really wish that was done and over with, before this game's going to happen. We'll get game time, we'll get game opponent, all that and more later tonight. But what I can tell you right now is we just continue to marvel and soak it in. Tennessee's on to the Elite Eight for the third time in program history, second time in as many seasons. Rick Barnes, who pretty much said he's not retiring yesterday, getting the big win here and on to another big game in Tennessee basketball history, arguably the biggest game in Tennessee basketball history. That is coming up on Sunday. All right, we will continue to break it all down late on a Monday. I'll do a postcast show on Sunday after the game, or it's probably going to be late depending on game time. Might serve as Monday's show, but we will talk about it. We will break it all down, and we'll continue this ride here on the NCAA Tournament. Tennessee still alive, elite, as we continue on here from Indianapolis. We'll see who Tennessee plays. We'll see what time it's all happening, but this ride is not over. Tennessee 78, Kentucky 65, and the Sweet 16.